it's not just about different outlets and stuff, so students want variety. The fact that Hackett Cafe, Science Cafe and Guild Cafe all serve the exact same food is ridiculous because it's like a 2-minute walk, not even that, from Guild Cafe to Science. Why should they serve the exact same food?
I'd like to thank all speakers. The third question of today's debate. As candidates, what will you do to improve campus social and community life, including events and club access to funding? The first speaker I'd like to invite is Lizzie O'Shea.
Alright, so we've got a number of ideas to continue to build on what the Guild has already done this year for campus life and social life on campus. Our big idea is the My Guild website and app that will integrate all of your club memberships, your calendar, your events registration, your ticketing, all of that in one place so that you as club reps and backstop reps, because I know a lot of you are, can engage better with your students. So on the events front, we know that the university has put a lot of regulation on clubs and the Guild has done their best to facilitate that experience for clubs by employing and negotiating extra pay for staff members. So there's event staff that I know a lot of you are dealing with. We negotiated extra funding for them so that you can better run your events and you can do your EMPs. Next year we'd like to see more of the EMPs actually be online with our whole new clubs website that the Guild is actually doing at the moment. On the community engagement front, you would have seen Pat and Honey's Fringe Festival project kick off a couple of weeks ago. Projects like that are what STAR has invested in, and we understand that to fix something, you don't just throw money at it, you actually need a plan and a vision, and that's what we've been working on. You can't just throw money at things and make them better. To continue to talk about some of our policy, we're actually bringing in some world-class clubs facilities with the master plan, and you will see the middle floor of the Guild become a world-class club hub. And knowing from those meetings where we have been planning that, they will be the best in the country for any student rep area. They'll provide you with meeting rooms you can book, they'll provide you with resources, and that is the way that the Guild looks about it. We don't look for a little bit of more funding, you know, $10 to every club or something. It's long-term, 10-year vision for master plan for better club facilities that we've been working on for the past decade that you will now see. And that is how we improve clubs on campus. And it's a vision like that that will bring better student culture to UWA.
I'd like to invite to the podium Dave Thompson.
This isn't something I'm going to claim to be an expert on. I have worked with clubs, I know what we wanted from our perspective, but it's not something I'm going to come up and say that every club wants the exact same thing. So if I was elected to work towards helping the clubs with PAC and SOC, my priority would be to work with who is elected. People that have put themselves forward and been selected by the university as these are the people that represent us in this field. I know that's a really wishy-washy answer, but I'm not going to make promises I can't keep. I'm not going to step out of line and say something that I don't know to be true. So for me, the biggest thing is ease, transparency, and just making sure that everyone involved has access to everything they need.
I'd like to invite to the podium Millie Data.
The last 3 years, I've been an active member on a FACSOC and a club. I've been president of the largest faculty society this year. I know what EMPs are. They are an utter joke. This year, Science Union tried to run an alcohol-free, all-ages camp. We handed in our EMP 12 weeks before the event, and it was rejected 3 weeks before the event because we didn't specify we were using non-toxic paint. How is that supporting clubs and societies when we can't even run basic events for orientation? Something I said was an extra $10 of funding to a club. As vice president of a soccer club last year, I know that like not $10 but $100 can actually go towards running a really successful quiz night or a really successful barbecue on a pond, which would get us members more funding, more engagement. Another thing that we faced this year, support for clubs, is that, again, on science union terms, we had a robbery into our club room and the Guild did not support us. It took them 4 weeks to finally tell us that there was some kind of insurance policy, and even then there was no support, there was no meeting from any of either Matty Mulholland or Lizzie O'Shea. Another thing Science Union has done really well this year is engage with the volunteering hub, and through Alex Moyer, one of my Ordinary Guild councillor candidates, she's run a really successful outreach program in the city of Melville. I think it would be really good if the Guild encouraged all FACSOCs to do this kind of thing, and because it doesn't just bring together the turbos who like drinking, or people who come to quiz nights, or people who go on pub crawls, or come to ball every year. It engages everyone who actually wants to go out and help different communities and creates a much better atmosphere for UWA clubs in the community, rather than saying that we're a bunch of clubs that go to balls every year and destroy tables and chairs, that we go to Florida Athena and destroy public property, that we go to Oakmore, to the Matilda Bay foreshore and throw beer around the foreshore.
Oh my social life. Well, at risk of being beaten up and being shot at, I would advocate the end of the Guild's tolerance of a certain organization that spoils the natural environment outside the library. You know what I mean. If a far-right group sprouts out of campus, the Guild wouldn't allow it to even be affiliated to the Guild and have access to the benefits that entail. As president, I will use the channels of power given to the president to organize a kicking out of the Trotskyists. I'm not trying to be rude, but they do call themselves Trotskyists. I see good in both Star and Liberty in terms of social life, and I endorse both of them on that front. Thank you.
I'd like to invite Millie to give a
To clarify, I did take the issue that Millie brought to me to the Guild as soon as I actually heard about it, and the Guild subsequently reformed their insurance policy. But I'd also just like to note that we are the only group running a club president as our SOC candidate, and Nevin... I don't think Nevin's actually here, but Nevin is the president. Oh, there's Nevin. Nevin knows what clubs want. He's been a club president, he's been a club executive, and I've been so impressed with all of the clubs people that have gotten involved with STAR this year and the ideas that are coming through. So I encourage everyone to check out our detailed SOC policy on our website, because there are too many to list aside from my Guild. And I do think that the combination of bringing in new people like these club's presidents who have gotten experience in a club and combining that with people who've been around the Guild, who've been involved with the master plan for the past few years, who know the finances, who know how the Guild works, and that's how you get better results for students.
I'd like to invite Dave to give a reply. Next, I'd like to invite Millie to give a reply.
Reese, you're an amazing candidate for SOC. You're on econs, which is both an educational and a drinking and a social and any kind of club really. And he's on leisure, which, let's face it, is probably one of the biggest and best social clubs on campus. Secondly, I'd just like to address Lizzie's point in saying that a 10-year plan is a priority. It is, but at the same time, we've got 25,000 students on campus today paying their staff. Why should we then pay for the clubs in 10 years' time? Thank you.
I feel like I need to reiterate this out of moderation, because Millie has brought up the point that Reese has actually been working with the club just to try and clear the air. Thank you.
guys, we have one more question for today. To all the candidates, what is your party's position towards the government's changes to higher education funding, and how does this affect the way that you're portraying the Guild in elections? I'd like to invite to speak.
Sorry? What?
What's the time? I was guaranteed. It looked really bad if I stepped out there, doesn't it? I got a little bit of time. Yeah, no. No,